I'm Lindsey Overman, and this is Skylar Overman. I had Skylar when I was 20, and when I was pregnant, they knew that something was not quite right. We had talked to neurosurgeons thinking maybe she'd have to have surgery, and they weren't real sure, so they did an MRI about 3 days after birth, and that's when they got her actual diagnosis, which is schizencephaly. It took me years to even learn how to spell it. But it's very rare. It's about 1 in 100,000 kids. Pretty much she had a stroke in utero, and so not all of her brain tissue was able to develop. So she's got what's called bilateral open lip schizencephaly. So when you look at an MRI of hers compared to someone else's, she's got big clefts of fluid on both sides and in the front. It was devastating because not only was I a new mom, I was a single mom. And so, you know, I'm a single mom, never had kids before, I'm 20 years old, and then it was doctor after doctor after doctor. She's never gonna walk, she's never gonna talk. I hadn't even seen her at this point because they took her straight to the NICU. And so I'm being told all of these things that she's never gonna do, and I've never even met her. There is no treatment or cure for schizencephaly. It's everything that comes with it. I mean, she takes, you know, 10 to 12 medicines a day for seizures and, you know, different things, allergies and everything that comes with it. And so, you know, we go to the doctor sometimes, you know, 3 or 4 times a month. We have 3 appointments just in 1 week of April. And so that is what we spend our, you know, her life doing, is treating the symptoms and treat what comes with it and try to, you know, prolong her life and give her the best life possible. We wake up, medicine, medicine, medicine. And then if there's not school, then, you know, there's tube feeds and, you know, baths and, you know, and if there is school, you know, we get her on the bus. She goes to school. She has a wonderful school that she's with a nurse actually all day. She has a one-on-one nurse. And then she goes to a, you know, kind of like an adopted grandparent's house. And then, you know, we come home and it's tube feeds and medicine and bath. And I mean, she relies on us for care for everything. So Skylar has been on the list, the waiting list, for 10 years. It's easier for me. I would receive more services if I quit my job and stayed at home and allowed the state to pay for things. I would get more services that way. But, you know, I'm about to finish my master's and I've worked really hard and I want to provide for my family more so than what, you know, the state is going to provide. And there's a minimum financial, you know, amount that you can make, and it's low, and I want more for myself and more for my family. And, you know, I finished my bachelor's degree as a single mom with her, you know, and so I work really hard, and I am very determined to have a great life and to, you know, achieve things professionally. So it wasn't an option, but it's a lot of struggle if you want to work and be a full-time mom and, you know, try to provide. I think the hardest thing that legislators don't realize is because they don't deal with it on a day-to-day basis. They just see figures, they see dollar figures. I wish they could come live a day in my life and just see, you know, what we go through on a daily basis and, you know, see, you know, what the struggles we have just to help find someone in the summer. Like every summer we're scrambling, you know, do you know someone that can help us? Do you know someone that can drive her? Or I wish that they could experience the things that families do. What is frustrating is that, like on the Medicaid waiver list, we've always just been a number. And so I've seen people get services because they've cheated the system. And I've seen people get services because they were just higher on the list than they filled out their packet maybe 2 days before we did or sent it in. And I've never agreed that they don't base services off of need. And I've had parents tell me how to cheat the system just so we could move up on the list. I would rather struggle to provide and struggle to get what she needs than to just stick her in some place and hope that they're gonna take care of her. So she's been on the waiting list for 10 years, you know, and we actually just found out that she was approved.